Oh, would you look at what the fuck we got here? Floyd motherfucking Mayweather, Connor McGregor on a world tour like they Wheezy or some shit. At a standoff talking for 30 minutes apiece like they Trump and fucking Hillary. Connor to the right looking like he finna plead guilty for murder. Floyd look like he finna turn 46. You see what it is. Connor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. I go by the name of Dame. Subscribe to a nigga, Damian Harkless, excuse me. But yeah, we're gonna get into this on a many issues within this one issue. We got the fight coming late August 20-something. You know, I don't specify very good, but y'all know when the fucking fight is, so you don't need me to tell you. But then you got the social perception, and we got the cultural biases of America, and apparently every fucking where they toured, the relative biases. We got race and the media representation of it. So we're gonna get into that. The first topic I'm gonna get in is just race. We're gonna say race because recently Connor made some more statements. Connor, and this is another part. We could get into social perception first. We're gonna talk about the privilege of the white skin. Social perception is to be doing what Connor McGregor is doing on this whole run. Aside from this whole run, his whole UFC career. If you watch UFC and you are a fan of Connor McGregor, or if you're a fan of UFC, he's always been standoffish. He's always been talking shit. He's always been what Mayweather was when Mayweather turned into money. Before Mayweather was money, he was Pretty Boy Floyd. He wasn't as arrogant. He was more silent. I don't know if y'all know, but he got more marketability due to the title money, and he became this pompous, arrogant figure through the media representation. Connor McGregor's the same way. Same fucking way. There's just one underlying difference, and you can see it in this picture. One of these motherfuckers is black, quote unquote, and one of these motherfuckers is white, quote unquote. And you see through the fan representation on each of these tours, stops. I forget, the first stop was in America. This stop right here was in Toronto. I think the last stop was in London. But y'all could see the privilege. In all of those places, the white person is the majority. So it doesn't surprise someone like me as far as the privilege that Connor is going to get in Western society alone, let alone universally, because that's the conduct that's being pushed. But Connor can talk all this shit he want. He called the members of Rocky 3 monkeys, all the black members. So it's clear racial implications there. He called Mayweather a boy, in which I guess it was a blurred line for some people. But you know the black community ain't having that shit. As soon as you call a black man a boy in a white face, you know what it is. We are not here to take that shit. Some people may be. And out of the play devil's advocate in context, Connor always talks that shit. Connor disrespects every opponent he's ever faced. He's very standoffish. He's very blunt. He's very prejudiced in his assumptions. When he fought Nate Diaz, he called him a thug. If you ask me, that's a racial implication right there. But my point to say it is, he can do all this. He can undermine and demean Mayweather racially with no intense backlash. You know why? Because society protects this ideal. Society protects this notion. We put up a false notion of race, and we make every racist seem like the Klansman or the Nazi or the hateful, aggressive, kill a nigga in the street white man, when it's not. It's actually a little more subtle than McGregor. McGregor's actually speaking. He's speaking his tongue a little bit too much. He might want to preserve that, but apparently where he's at, he doesn't fucking have to. Mayweather can't make gestures about the white race, quote unquote. If you know me, I don't even believe in the concept of race. It's an illusion we create to make one another inferior. But if you look, Mayweather can't let that shit slide. He's already at a disadvantage in point of fan base. Every tour they stopped at, they was cheering for McGregor and booing for fucking Floyd. It is what it is. Before the mics, before the performance, because personally, me, I like Connor's performance better too. I like his comedic stance. I like his confidence on the mic. I feel like the nigga got jokes. That nigga told Floyd, "You fucking 40. You fucking got a backpack you can't read." I'm rocking that. And you're a 12-year-old breakdancer. For Christ's sakes, grow up. And the little accent and the fly Dougie suit. You feel me? I like the performance. However, you got a sea of people that can't stand Mayweather in all of these crowds. Just can't stand him, don't want to see him win. And just from my perspective, these are both two egotistical motherfuckers. So I can only find the main underlying difference in the perception generally is that a lot of these fans, a lot of these media representatives are supporting McGregor and they want to see Mayweather fall. You can make the case if it's race or not. If you ask me, if you ask people of color, I'm inclined to believe through relativity, through perception, most of the people of color are going to affirm that it is due to race, and most of the people not of color are willing to deny that it's not. That's just how perception goes. But I'm just asking you, what are the other differences? The word choice, Connor's towing the lines much more so on the word choice. Mayweather hasn't even been using a lot of words. If you ask me, he's been calling him a bitch, a hoe. He's been saying Dana White pimping his ass, which is relative. You know, everybody. Mayweather collect the biggest bank in his camp. Dana White collect the biggest bank in UFC's camp. So it's relative on what you want to call pimping. You feel me? Me personally, y'all can leave the money shit out. I don't give two fucks about the money. Y'all more into that. You calling him a $3 million fighter, while all the motherfucking viewers would love to have $3 million. So it doesn't really matter to us, Floyd, how much money you got, this or that. But my point is that Mayweather hasn't disrespected Irishmen. I mean, he held the flag up, but he didn't even stomp on the flag or do anything. If anything, Connor threw the flag on the floor. I don't even think people really caught that. But he hasn't called him just a cracker or whatever can implicate white people in a negative manner. Because if you ask me, it's no terms that we've made and we've created in this society to appear white people as inferior. We don't call white people boys. Calling a black man a boy is demeaning as fuck. Calling a black man a nigger is dehumanizing as fuck. We don't have terms to dehumanize white people. That's just not how the construct of race was set up at its origin. And in the concept of what white people perceive as race, which is black nationalism, it's still not an implication of inferiority for white folks. It's more of a, okay, there's white supremacy, here's black nationalism as a protection of the communities in which white supremacy has been infiltrating and controlling politically. But that's a whole nother issue. So yeah, you have that aspect of it to where it's a clear double standard in what can be said. You see the black athlete is marginalized. It's not just Floyd Mayweather, but you see it with the Kaepernick situation. You've seen it with Muhammad Ali. You've seen it with Mike Tyson. You've seen it with almost every outspoken black athlete. And mind you, to me, Mayweather is not in any form of an activist or speaking of anything to denounce the supremacy that's going on, because we have to understand white supremacy. It's not an individual KKK Nazism type concept. White supremacy is an ideology conceptualized through legislation, through education, through media representation. That all rhyme. I ain't a rapper for no reason, nigga. But this is what supremacy is. It's the ideologies we're giving off, to which even black people look at black people in a negative manner. You guys have to understand that. Light skin is the right skin even in the black community. So it's not just white people who are racist. So don't make this an individual offense. Make this a general mindset that has been put upon us to where we stigmatize black people in a certain way. People are going to say it's not about race, but shit. I will say about 95% of the white people not picking Floyd to win this fight don't want, or not saying not picking him, they don't want him to win this fight, simply. They're going to say it's because he's arrogant, but shit, this motherfucker on the right's arrogant too. And even in the black community, it's a lot of people who want to see Floyd get knocked out for whatever reasons you may want to take it. We're not as quick to just protect our own and defend our own in the manner that we've seen historically. White people just defend their own and jump on their own side. They're going to root for the white boy. Let's not get shit fucked up. And shit, I'm not saying they're completely wrong for that. It's all relative. I'm a root for whoever I like in character. Both these motherfuckers is arrogant, egotistical. So, but then you start talking to, you start making racial epithets, then it's different. Then I can't root for a nigga like you. I was fucking with your swag, Connor, but it's clear that subconsciously or consciously you view black people in a negative manner. We can't rocks with you. But yeah, and then you have we're talking about social perception, we talk about the double standard, then you have the fight itself. I could go on this for just a couple seconds. Honestly, I guess they said Connor got his ass Slumdog Millionaire in training yesterday or 2 days ago. And the nigga he was training against wasn't Floyd, so I'm just here to say I seen one of his sparring events, and it looks like he's never boxed in his fucking life. So I feel like you throwing somebody in a ring with a lion, and you've never been in a den, baby. So UFC is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different strategy. A lot of them niggas don't got hands in UFC. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. Floyd is certified with the Yonkums. Let's not get it twisted. You feel me? I like the word choice. As far as performances of the shit, I like some of the things Connor McGregor said. Like I told y'all before, he had jokes, and I personally, when motherfuckers got the accent behind it, it just sound a little swaggy to me. You be like, shut the fuck up. Jeez, get the fuck off the stage. So he pretty funny. I give him that. But aside from that, this is more a reflection of our society by and large, and what we support and what we reflect. Everybody, even when he says a lot of that stuff, I know a lot of people subconsciously are like, that's right, fuck that motherfucker Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, some people may say, yeah, it was wrong for him to say that. The boy gesture, like I said, he called Nate Diaz a thug. So racial implications were made for Nate Diaz. Prejudices, you know what I'm saying? So y'all just gotta peep what it is. Let me know what y'all think it is. I think Mayweather gonna win convincingly. Pardon the screaming, these little kids be on some shit sometimes. I think Mayweather gonna win convincingly. I think Connor, they're selling the fuck out this fight. They did a good job promotional wise. It's almost some Vince McMahon type shit. I want to say it is some Vince McMahon type shit. We don't know, even behind the scenes, these niggas could be politicking about another fight, making bread. Could be a throne fight, you never know. Shit, don't act like boxing ain't through shit before. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think on the social perception as far as race on this fight, black and white, how we view black and white. It's clear to me historically, but I want to hear y'all take. I want to hear if you think race is even a factor in this fight or in the representation today. You know, Damian Harkless. I have my own personal anecdotes and information by saying, if you take it past this incident, you can look at the representation of Obama in comparison to Trump. And Trump, by standards, has appeared to be much less qualified than Barack, yet has faced less scrutiny and no racial scrutiny at all. Nobody ever questioned if he's a legitimate citizen. Barack, quote unquote, the first black president, is they questioned his citizenship. They questioned whether or not he was a Muslim. And is Muslim that negative? Is being a Muslim that negative? Let's peep Western society standards. You're saying he's Muslim to try to demonize him, but what the fuck is wrong with Muslim people? Why do you have this stigma on Muslim people? Peep that and realize that. So you got the Trump and you got the Barack incident. You have a black kid with a hoodie and a white kid with a hoodie who's perceived more aggressive. Ask Mark Cuban. So just social perception is really the main gust of this, but we can wrap it in a current event like Floyd, Connor, because it's kind of comedic. It's kind of entertaining, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of minds are fixated on shit like this, but we can take it other places, you feel me? Damian Harkless. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.